After with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Good morning, guys.
Skip, you know what? I don't know you don't know this. You gonna be? I know you didn't know this, but Sunday I was a clue in the New York Times crossword puzzle section.
Somebody told me I was in the USA Today crossword puzzle section over the weekend. Is that possible? I got a note last night about it. I did, honestly.
I guess that's a big deal when you made the crossword puzzle section, huh?
I guess so.
You know, but I also got, did you get this? I got a note last night. He said, do something crazy.
Huh.
When I say go,
it
you
was
say
funny.
James. James, go.
I watched the first game on TNT last night, and then I fell asleep in the second game. Did you see? Wait a second. Did you see the fourth quarter of the first game on TNT? Did you see that 7-foot monster? Did you see the best player on the planet, as Reggie Miller said, straight assassin in the fourth quarter? Kevin Durant just took the game over and once again proved that LeBron's like third or fourth best player. I don't know what he is.
I'm pretty sure that's not the case. You see what I got in my hand right here? What does that mean, Skip?
Did you make that?
Why you care if I made it or not?
It's like something you'd make in like second grade craft class.
You know,
right?
you a hater. You need to stop this, Skip. This is beneath you. This should be beneath you.
You can do better than that.
Are you going to hold it the whole show, Shannon, or just...
In honor of GOAT James and what he did last night. You saw that.
What did he do?
You saw what he did.
You know what? You need to get a Russell Westbrook mask.
Oh, so
that's what you need. Yeah.
Oh, so now you
about him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the scepter's down. No crossword puzzles for me. That's impressive for both you guys.
Yeah.
But I did see the Lakers pull it off last night. Should we start there?
Yes, we should.
With all the guys, the big three on the floor against the Celtics last night, LeBron showed once again why he is Boston's nightmare. The King exploded for 30 points, including 16 in the first quarter, as LA rolled 117-102. And after the game, LeBron said, quote, "There's some things we can clean up, but tonight was one of the best 48-minute games we've had so far." So, Shannon, on a scale of 1 to 10, how impressed were you with your Lakers last night?
Skip, I gave him a 6. Now, I was very impressed with LeBron and Russ, but I thought overall as a team, they let Jason Tatum get going. And, Skip, I've come to the conclusion after watching Jason Tatum over the last several years, he's going to punish the Lakers every time because they passed him up with the second pick. So he's going to make them pay. He's going to make them realize what you could have had.
Well, he made him pay for a little while.
No, Skip, the guy had 34.
Yeah, but he scored the first 14 of the game. That hadn't been done in like 20 years.
Well, I'm glad they decided to say, you know what, we better guard Jason Tatum and send 2 bodies at him to make him give the ball up. That was a very novel idea for Frank Vogel to say, you know what, we probably should take the ball out of his hands because of what he did to us last time in Boston. You remember that demolition, what he did? Skip, look. I like the way Russ has played. The last 6 or 7 games, Skip, this is the way Russell played. All three of the big three shot over 50%. They were very efficient. I was disappointed in AD. I was like, AD, Skip, what in the first quarter, what was AD doing? Do you know? Can you tell me? I mean, he was just, the guy took the ball out of it, taking the ball. Al Horford took the ball from him. He got dunked on a couple of times, and dunking it, that's going to happen. You play in the game. And then the guy, Grant Williams, met him at the summit. I'm like, AD, are you injured? Because if you're injured and this is all you can give us, that's not good enough.
Okay, but remember, Robert Williams III, he's going to dunk over a whole lot of folks.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't got no problem with the dunking. I got the problem with the lack of aggressiveness. Still, Tucker should not have more shots than Anthony Davis. At no point in time. I gave him a 6 overall, Skip, because they still refuse to guard the 3. And Boston got back in this ball game. I thought the game was over. The next thing you know, with a minute and a half to go, they done cut a 21-point lead down to 10. Because they're just letting skilled guys won't fight over the pick. They will look and see a guy coming to set the pick for the guy they're guarding. Instead of trying to beat him to the point, no, you're not going to beat me. They're like, okay, come set the pick. Oh, man, I can't get over it. Swish a 3. So there are things they can do better. But if you're going to tell me, 70 points is good enough. But the defense, that's what's concerning. I'm not concerned about the Lakers' offense because I believe LeBron is going to be close to what he was last night. He got 30 points, Skip, in 4 of the last 5 games since he's returned from the suspension. I can live with everything LeBron is doing. I love the way Russ is playing. I still need more for AD. We're going to talk about AD a little later, Skip. Go more in depth with that. But the defense, I'm still not liking what I'm seeing defensively because I know they can play better. And that's the Celtics. Their second best player or their 1A, 1B player, Jaylen Brown, didn't play last night. So I can't And plus, it's the Lakers. The Lakers should not get a 8 or 9 or 10 unless they beat the Warriors, unless they beat the Bucks, they beat the Suns, they beat the Nets, beat the Bulls. Your boy got a nice grade for him. But until then, I'm not giving you no good grade from beating a team that's had the same record that you had.
Okay. I will go to a 5 on the impress scale of 1 to 10.
Okay, we close then.
But I am willing to increase that 5 up to a 6, 7, or an 8, depending on what happens in the next 3 basketball games.
Okay.
If they go to Memphis with no Ja, I don't think Ja's going to be back.
I don't think he's going to be able to play either.
And they blow them out at Memphis, where Memphis just won a few days ago by 72 over the Oklahoma City Thunder. So if you blow them out and then you go to those Thunder and you just wipe them off the face of the earth, they have beaten you twice.
Quarter and came back from like 18
they
down.
did, and they're highly capable of that.
Yes.
That's why I told you that day, I'm not going to shame them to the point of condemning them for losing by 72, because sometimes those things just happen.
Not 72 happens, Skip.
Well, when you just make every shot you look at, after a while, you just say, okay, it's your night, have at it.
But they need to, for you to go to the 6 now, make sure they need to blow out the Grizzlies. They can't beat them by like 5 or 6.
Blow them out. I need to see what I saw last night, because that was the first time all year that I said, voila, aha, eureka, that's that team that I thought we would fairly regularly see this year, because there was some firepower on display last night. From start to finish, I liked what I saw. Remember, this team had blown more double-digit leads than any team in the NBA.
7 of them.
And I kept thinking, as we got through the late stages of the third quarter, I started thinking, were they going to do it again tonight? Nope, they did not. Now, before I get to why they did not, let's go to Anthony Davis. He did wind up with 16 rebounds, and I told you, they got wiped off the face of the earth on the backboards at Boston 2 Fridays ago.
Right.
And they turned the tables last night, because that's 51-34 in rebounding.
Yeah.
Is that impressive?
Very.
I'll take that up on the Lakers, because they are routinely out-rebounded, out-toughed, out-muscled, out-hustled on the backboards,
yes,
right?
You're correct.
Okay, so I got to give you that. Now I got to do this for LeBron James for last night. I'm not going to stand to do this, but I'm going to give him an ovation, not a standing. I'm going to give him a sitting ovation.
So you gave him a golf clap. That seemed like a golf clap to me.
It's too loud for a golf clap. It's louder than a golf clap, because he deserves for me to look at one stat last night and say, thank you very much.
What was that?
He attempted only 5 3-point shots last night, as opposed to the usual 10 or 12 or 13. He is a lousy 3-point shooter. The truth is, he's a well below average 3-point shooter. He is 34.5% for his career, and now for this season, he's all the way up to 34%. Yeah. So he's not even to his career lousy average quite yet. Yet he is attempting, going into last night, 8.4 a game. It's ridiculously too many. If you can keep it around 5, I'll sit here and give you at least a sitting ovation, because you deserve it, because you can't fall in lust, or it's in love or lust. But in his case, it's more lusty to me, where he just falls for it, and he loses his mind, jacking up threes.
Well, it happens when he hits the first couple, Skip. And then you're like, oh, yeah. Then he got to do one heat check.
You got to do a heat check, then you got to do a logo check, and you're probably going to miss, but every once in a while, he'll drain a logo, and then it's like, oh, I got to try another one, and I got to try another one and another one. And I thought the best thing that happened to them last night was that he didn't jack up that many threes. They didn't make that many. Look what they did. 8 of 27. That's under 30%. And it wasn't like the Celtics bombarded you from 3. They made 10 of 33, which is barely 30%, right? It was not a 3-point shooting game. But now we get to Russell, what I used to call West Brick. He is now turned back into Brook. He is more Westbrook, right?
He's attacking like crazy.
Like crazy, and he's starting to find, dare I say, a place in this offense. And I'm not sure how, but it's starting to look like and feel like